We got to prove the terms of the new loan. We've got to do a lot of back end stuff. So if you go and buy things during the loan process, that's a problem for us, as far as the paperwork that it creates along with that debt.
And it's natural for a buyer to want to go out and go shopping and buy all the furniture for their new house.
Yeah, and that's a conversation we always have.
Unless you've got cash, don't go do it on credit.
And, hey, even if you've got cash, don't deplete your bank accounts either,
Don't co-sign or go into debt for a friend or relative, including student loans.
Right. Well, and student loans have become a huge issue. Now, right now, there's nobody's paying back any student loans. There's zero payments on all federal loans right now. But but the thing is a lot of young people don't qualify for student loans. So I see a lot of parents now taking out student loans on behalf of their children.
Right.
And that does have an adversarial impact.
And also, you don't want to go from being working for a large car firm as a salesman, which you've done for the past 10 years, and switch jobs and go into being an IT tech with some corporation.
That's correct. Now, if you're going into a job that has a salary, generally you don't have to be there too long. But if you go the opposite way from a job that has a salary to a commission job, you've got to prove, because commissions, there is no salary.
You don't want to go from being the IT tech to
right, exactly, IT tech to a realtor. A realtor has to have a 2-year history of what they claim net on their taxes.
Right.
And as a realtor, you get some tax advantages. You can write a lot of things off, marketing expenses and such, but we go off the bottom line, not what you made, what you claimed.
Right. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought today by Bob Pape of Polaris Home Funding Corp. Reach out to him this week. His number is 859-468-1929. I've known Bob for 12, 14 years.
A long time.
He's the best.
I wasn't as bald and I wasn't as fat when we met, but hey.
So don't touch that dial, please. Coming up next is my music history, and then Bob and I are going to discuss today's market, where we are heading. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480 AM, now on FM 995 and 1079.
Do you want to sell your home but don't know where to start? Thinking about downsizing too much? Gary Rossignol, real estate pro at RE/MAX Preferred Group and host of the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO, has the answers. Let Gary put his vast real estate knowledge to work for you. Interest rates are at record lows and the real estate market is red hot. Now is a great time to make your move. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's 513-777-2402. Licensed in Ohio and Kentucky.
The Tri-State Antique Market is Indiana's largest monthly antiques and vintage-only market. The market is always the first Sunday of the month, from May through October, and features at least 200 vendors selling a wide variety of furnishings, collectibles, home and garden decor, jewelry, and pop culture memorabilia. Adult admission is just $4 at the Tri-State Antique Market, June 5th at the Lawrenceburg Fairgrounds, 1 mile west of exit 16 from I-275 on the corner of US 50 and Hollywood Boulevard. Visit LawrenceburgAntiqueShow.com.
I can't get this done. I'll have to call a plumber.
We'll make it Zinn's Plumbing. I've never heard anything but the best about them.
Why's that?
They're a long-time local family-owned that I know I can trust.
Zinn's Plumbing? Okay, I'll call them.
Zinn's Plumbing, can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. My wife gave me strict orders to call only you.
Well, we appreciate that. We do try to be the best plumbing firm in town, and we've been at it close to 40 years now.
Well, how do you charge? Do I get a shock when I see the bill?
With Zinn's Plumbing, you'll always know how much a job will cost before we start. We bill on a flat rate basis, not an inefficient hourly billing system.
How soon can I get service?
Usually on the same day. We work within a 2-hour time frame.
That sounds great.
Zinn's Plumbing is great. Knows. Call them at 513-681-2501. 681-2501.
Hear what customers are saying.
One of the cutest little places with options for both indoor and outdoor seating that adapts to all seasons. In summer, the patio is set with a great seasonal cocktail menu. In colder weather, they do have a giant fire to gather around and keep you warm. And you can enjoy a drink inside a cozy atmosphere. My favorite, great vibes place and perfect for a relaxing night with close friends.
The Blind Lemon, open 7 nights a week. Live music 7 nights a week. The Blind Lemon, 936 Hatch, Mount Adams.
Here's football star Tony Romo for Skechers Max Cushioning Footwear.
You know when you go to your kid's game and you have to sit on those uncomfortable, super hard bleachers? That's how I feel now when I wear regular shoes. Why? Because once I started wearing Skechers Max Cushioning, I've been spoiled with how amazing extra cushioning feels. Skechers maxed out the cushioning with a thick, comfy slice of super light Ultra Go cushioning for a soft, pillowy feel with every step.
See all the fashionable cushioning at the Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Here we go. You know what time this is. It's time for music history. And on this day back in 1966, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with What Now My Love, setting a new American record for 4 albums in the U.S. top 10. The other 3 were South of the Border, Going Places, and Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Boy, they changed the way music was produced back then.
A lot.
Man. On this day, also in 1966, Percy Sledge, he started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with When a Man Loves a Woman. It was a number 4 hit on the UK chart and number 2 when reissued in 1987. Before the recording session, the song had no title or lyrics. The session proceeded with the expectation that Sledge would produce them for the vocal takes. When it came time to record the vocals, Sledge improvised the lyrics with minimal pre-planning, using the melody as a guide for rhythm and phrasing. The performance was so convincing that others working on the session assumed Sledge had the lyrics written down, but no. Can you believe that?
Musical savant. That's all I'll say.
Also on this day in 1966, this is fun. All 4 Beatles spent the day with Bob Dylan in his room at the Mayfair Hotel in London, England, watching rushes of D.A. Pennebaker's forthcoming documentary film, Don't Look Back, which covered Dylan's 1965 concert tour of the United Kingdom. Here we go. On this day in 1968, Creedence Clearwater Revival released their debut album. The band had played for years as the Gollywogs, and Sal Zentz, who had bought the Fantasy Records, offered the band a chance to record an album on the condition that they changed their name. The album features an 8-minute version of the Dale Hawkins song Susie Q, which became the band's only top 40 hit, not written by John Fogerty. Gollywogs?
Yeah, what a name.
On this day in 1973, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon was on both U.S. album charts. It remained in the U.S. charts for 741 discontinuous weeks from 1973 to 1988, longer than any other album in history. After moving to the Billboard Top Pop category chart, the album notched up a further 759 weeks and had reached a total of over 1,500 weeks on the combined charts by May of 2006.
That's me.
That is. On this day back in 1983, actress and singer Irene Cara started a 6-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Flashdance, What a Feeling. Taken from the film Flashdance, it won her an Academy Award and a Grammy. Cara had also appeared in TV's Roots: The Next Generation. Here's a little real estate memorabilia. On this day in 2015, Michael Jackson's former home, Neverland Ranch, was listed for sale for $100 million. That's $100 million. The 2,700-acre ranch in San Jose Valley, California, included a train station, a 6-bedroom house, a 50-seat movie theater, and 2 lakes. It was purchased by former associate billionaire of Michael Jackson, Ronald Burkle, for a cool $22 million. Now that was a little bit overpriced.
Yeah.
It only took about 6 years to get that.
But you add an amusement park to it,
Yeah, right. So here's the answer to the trivia question. Born today, back in 1945, American musician, singer, and songwriter John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater Revival, who had the 1969 number 2 single Bad Moon Rising, not Bathroom on the Right, plus 10 other top 30 hits, and the 1970 number 1 album Cosmos Factory. After CCR parted ways in 1972, Fogerty had a successful solo career. So there you go. I just had a blast researching all this information for you, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'm called the Rock and Roll Realtor as I play with the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory, and you can look us up at bluestoneivory.com. We will be coming into a neighborhood near you. We'll be at Keener Park in Westchester on July the 9th, Sunset Beach Bar and Grill out in New Richmond on July 30th, Coney Island with our friend J.D. Hughes on August the 5th, and August the 14th at the Arlington Memorial Garden Cemetery. They're just dying to hear us.
There you go.
We'll also be at Deerfield Township and Bridgewater Falls this summer sometime for concerts there. BluestoneIvory.com for our full schedule. All right.
Dying to hear us. Terrible humor today.
Anyway. Gotta have fun. So here's what's causing the crazy market that we're in. I was talking with Phil, our appraiser friend. He'll be on in a couple
Phil
weeks.
Crawford.
Phil Crawford. And he just was, I had to hold the phone away from my ear. He was just, Phil, he's so exuberant.
Right.
When he comes in the studio, we have to have him stand back a couple feet from the microphone.
Yeah, I can.
But he says,
imagine.
Gary, this is the craziest, nuttiest, blah, blah, blah market I've ever seen. He says, I don't believe it. He says, we have appraisal gap insurances in contracts, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. My God. Buyers are tripping over each other to buy homes. They'll take them as is. They'll put large deposits down. They're going to do crazy things like waive inspections. No, don't do these to be on top of the game, win the bidding war, and not give up everything.
Right.
You need to talk to the right professional, and that would be me and you.
Right. But now, when Phil's talking about that, you and I can sympathize because I feel the single biggest problem in our market right now is there's more demand than there is supply.
Fewer homeowners are selling.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's, combination of factors going on right now and not enough houses being on the market. And, quite honestly, a lot of the listings, they're listed at top dollar, which they probably should be. I mean, they need to be.
Well, yeah.
And then people are going over that.
There's there's listing at top. We had a house in our neighborhood on a busy street. I'm not going to name the street, but I live back in the neighborhood, but on this busy street, nice ranch with a finished basement. It went on the market for $499,000, almost $500,000. And it's like we're going, what? There's no way. This was 2 weeks ago, and guess what? Yesterday, it's still available. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are the listing agent, you need to have a heart-to-heart talk with that seller because it ain't going to happen. If it hasn't sold in 3 or 4 days in today's market, it ain't going to sell at that price.
Yeah.
You can't move that and tip. It looks great, but you just can't ask $100,000 over market value.
Right.
Now, if you price it at market value, you might get more than that, but nobody's even going to look at it like that.
Yeah, I think, and again, you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but I think as a real estate agent, part of your job, and again, that education of a seller would be like, look, if we list it at the right place, right price, it's going to create excitement, and you may get a bunch of different bids to, to go higher and higher. But when you when you ask for the moon and then won't accept below the moon, that's an issue.
I have an obligation by our code of ethics to not instruct a seller to overprice their home. I have a moral and legal and ethical obligation to tell sellers what market value is and not even lead them to believe that they're going to get more than that.
Right. Yeah. And that's the way it should be.
And our new agents coming in, all they know is what today's market is. They're skewed by that, and they haven't studied the code of ethics. They don't know what their obligations are. And I'm not knocking any realtors out there. I mean, many of them are good and many of them are trying hard, but good grief, when I see things like this happening, and it happens in today's market, we've got buyers that are tripping over each other, and it's crazy. You just got to be real careful with that. The Rock and Roll Real Estate. He will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. He gets the job done, and he stays in touch with you too. Another little article I had was, when things start going, and we're human. You never know. All of a sudden, I'm not hearing from the other agent. I'm leaving messages. They're not calling me back. They're not giving me any information. Or a lender that I'm not familiar with on my listing, they're not communicating. I'm going, I got this funny feeling in my gut. Something's going on. Now is the time to discuss what's going on before it gets out of hand.
Right. You
need to communicate. You don't want it to go that far. So some good stuff this morning. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial, because next we're going to with my other friend Bill Kerrigan of the Dragon Foundation. You've been listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour this morning on WDJO 1480 AM, now on FM 995 and 107.9.
Polaris Home Funding Corp is your premier mortgage lender in Greater Cincinnati. They offer a complete line of financing options, including FHA, USDA, VA, conventional and reverse mortgage loans, plus 203K and conventional renovation loans. Polaris Home Funding Corp makes the loan process simple, straightforward, and fast for borrowers seeking a mortgage in the Greater Cincinnati area. They can even work with low credit scores. Call Bob Pape today at 859-468-1929 to discuss your financing options at Polaris Home.
NMLS 61416. Company NMLS 38072.
Saturday, June 18th at Renaissance Park outside of Waynesville. It's Celtic Fest, Ohio. Irish and Scottish dancers, border collie demos, shopping, food, beer, and music by the Piper Jones Band, the Byrne Brothers, the Drowsy Lads, Bastard Bearded Irishmen, the Thunderous Pipes and Drums of Albanac, and more. Saturday, June 18th. Tickets available now at CelticFestOhio.com.
Are you looking for a taste of New Orleans? Then come to Brew River Creole Kitchen. Under the tutelage of Emeril Lagasse, our executive chef Michael Shields has learned the secrets of New Orleans cooking and prepares this area's authentic, locally sourced, made-from-scratch Creole cuisine. Are you planning an event? Brew River can accommodate private parties from 15 to 85, including restaurant rental for 200 guests, making Brew River ideal for small to large special events. Something new at Brew River is a wine retail center. Stop by, pick up a bottle of small production boutique wine by the bottle. Many of these selections are very limited and not widely available. Brew River also has brought back Wine Wednesday with half price on all small production wine by the bottle. For great live entertainment and a taste of New Orleans every Wednesday through Saturday, along with Saturday lunch and Sunday brunch. Make it Brew River Creole Kitchen at Eastern Avenue and online at brewrivercreolekitchen.com.
Guys, are you tired of paying hundreds of dollars for your ED medications? Hi, I'm Dan Beebe, owner of Save Discount Drugs in Covington, and we are excited to offer generic alternatives to Viagra and Cialis for as little as $5 per dose. Give us a call at 859-431-2857 to find out more. Save Discount Drugs can help you in other ways too. If you are uninsured or have high deductible insurance, Save Discount Drugs offers everyday low pricing on all of our medications, not just a few that are on the list. We even offer select antibiotics for just $1. So call us at 859-431-2857 to see how you can save time and money at Save Discount Drugs. We have free parking behind the store with a convenient back entrance. Save Discount Drugs is located 4 doors north of the Madison Theater at 716 Madison Avenue in downtown Covington. That's Save Discount Drugs, 859-431-2857, or check us out online at savediscountdrugs.com.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, you're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour with yours truly, Gary Rosignol, your senior real estate specialist with RE/MAX Preferred Group. And I'm also sitting here with my friend Bob Pape with Polaris Home Funding Corp. But next, the Dragonfly Foundation supports pediatric cancer families and patients by building a network that connects Dragonfly families to each other in the community, providing programs that enhance quality of life, enhancing programs and partner with Cincinnati Children's Hospital. This gentleman is on the board of directors of the Dragonfly Foundation. He is their number one cheerleader and their number one fan for years. Just love to talk to him. He's so passionate about the Dragonfly Foundation. This is my friend, Mr. Bill Kerrigan. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Gary. How are you?
Oh, what a gorgeous weekend we're going to have here. And we got to remember what Memorial Day, what Memorial Weekend is all about. It's to remember the fallen, those who have given the biggest thing that they could give to us for our freedoms, and that's their life, the ultimate give. But I know,
yeah, Gary, I tell you what, it's very important to remember that this weekend. I'm very, very fortunate in that my dad got off the USS Nashville about 6 months before that ship was kamikazed in the Pacific, and he lost 142 of his shipmates.
Wow. So you are a veteran.
My dad, USS Navy in World War II.
Is he still with us?
He's not. He passed away 12 years ago. But lived a good long life, lived to be 89.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we will keep him in our thoughts and prayers and your family throughout this weekend. Like I said, when you're boating, cooking out, whatever you're doing in the backyard, patios, or spreading mulch, visiting your new grandbaby, what we need to bring into the conversation those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and that's our military that were there fighting for our freedoms that aren't with us today. So, but anyhow, to the Dragonfly Foundation. This Wednesday coming up is the first Wednesday of the month. A good way to have a great meal, great group of folks. I usually have, last month I think we had like 18 of us showed up. And the Texas Roadhouse in Westchester on the first Wednesday of the month donates 10% of your entire check to the Dragonfly Foundation. So we meet there at 6:30. Just give us a call and let us know you're coming, and we'll have a seat for you. That's one way to give.
Gary, and I'm going to try to join you this week.
That's one way.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's one way of giving back. You have some. You still need volunteers for the big Geta Fest coming up in a few weeks, right, Bill?
Yeah, Gary, we're getting closer. We're getting people signing up every week. But if you are available the last weekend and the first weekend in August, Geta Fest is a 2-week event, and we need people to man a game booth. Very simple, very do. But we have kids at the Geta Fest visit our game booth, and we expect that to raise about $15,000 for the Dragonfly Foundation over the 2 weekends. So it is a huge initiative for us. And if anybody get together with coworkers, with family, and help us to fill these shifts, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
I'm having conversations with some agents in my office, see if I can't get 3 or 4 or 5 of us together to go down there and do that. So, and also we want to remember yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I was going to say each shift, Gary, is 7 people. So if you can round up 7 and fill a full shift, that would be
We'll see what we can do.
Add me to the list, Gary. I'll go with you guys.
All right, Bob's going with us. All right.
There we go.
All right, we're almost there. So you need gift cards of any type. Just go to Kroger, buy a gift card for Texas Roadhouse. Get a $50 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. Buy it with your community rewards card. You're going to earn the gas points. A small portion of what you put on your Kroger community rewards card, if you have assigned the Dragonfly Foundation, they will get a donation as well. Won't cost you another dime, right, Bill?
It's a great program, Gary, and I love the way that you teed that up because we certainly need the gift cards. As many of your listeners know, when people get to Cincinnati Children's, often they are uprooted from hundreds of miles away to get unbelievable care, and they show up here with not a lot of what they need, including financial resources, to be able to gift card or a gas card, or as you said, a Texas Roadhouse or another restaurant. The families just really appreciate the support, and we are in constant need. So if you're ever at Kroger and you're passing that gift card aisle, just think of us. And Gary, between you and I, we will get our hands on that gift card. We'll get it to a family that really needs it.
All right. Thanks, Bill. We're just about out of time for today. Thanks to all who listened and watched on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And my guest, Bob Pape. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
Please remember, I am a Realtor, certified residential specialist, and a senior real estate specialist, and I'm also a medication professional. So I did all that training so I can help you. Just call me at 513-777-2402. Don't forget to hug your kids, call your parents, kiss your spouse every day, wash your hands constantly, and stay safe. Stepping into the studio live is Wesley Adams and Max Gunderman on the Car Tech Show next. So don't leave us yet. Just stay right there. And to honor our military past and present, this is the Westchester Symphony Orchestra with a live recorded version of the Armed Forces Salute. Thanks for another great show, and if you have any real estate question, just call me at 513-777-2402 or go to rockandrollrealestateagent.com. Thanks to all my sponsors who make this show possible, as well as Chris and Miles Beersford, brokers of RE/MAX Preferred Group. A special thanks to WDJO station manager Gary Stevens and my producer Dan Gettelfinger. I would also like to shout out to all my family, fans of Bluestone Ivory, the Dragonfly Foundation, and especially my wife Mary Jo. Until next week,